Monday, August 7th, 2017, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So last Friday, we had a strong job data, hypothetical jobs, and the dollar rebounded off, its recent multi-year lows. Dollar index got down to 92.54. So on Friday, we rebounded all the way up to 93.77. I personally think it's just a counter trend rally, and the trend's still lower. Right now, dollar index is at 93.43, so slightly lower on Friday's close. In terms of news, there isn't really that much geopolitical news this weekend. The markets this morning, I would say, are fairly subdued. As I speak here, it's before 9 a.m. London time. Gold is at 12.58, so virtually unchanged from the COMEX Project A close later on in the day. Silver is at 16.25, down at 2 cents. So very quiet. The range in gold has been 12.60 to 12.56. As I said, I still think the dollar is on its way lower, but as most of you probably know, markets don't go up or down in a straight line. There are counter trend rallies or counter trend drops. Dow futures still strong, up 33 right now. The futures 22,114. The S&P is up 2.5 points at 2478. In terms of the currencies, right here we've got the pound actually up 12 pips at 130.50. The euros just started rebounding. Here we are on the highs of the morning, 118.10, up 1/3%. So the dollar weakening there against the euro. The dollar is pretty much unchanged against the yen at 110.70, up just 5 pips. The range has been 110.64, 110.88. I still think it's important to keep an eye on the dollar versus the yen for the precious metals direction. What else? Well, this week in terms of important economic data for the U.S., and I know a lot of you don't trust the data, and I don't either, but that's what we've got to work with. We've got U.S. PPI and CPI. PPI is out Thursday and CPI is out Friday. So those are the most important data. Of course, there will always be the Fed speakers and comments that we need to keep an eye on. What else? Well, cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin made new highs over the last few days, above $3,000. Right now, we're at 3,234. Ethereum doing well as well, 263. And Steam is at 130. So Steam, way off its highs, but holding that one level. I guess we need to get back above 160 in Steam, maybe go back up to 2. That would be more positive. Some of you have asked me if I'm going to do a summary of Cliff High's reports. I used to do it, but the reports I used to summarize were the Alta reports, where he covered a whole range of subjects, not just cryptocurrencies and altcoins, and he used to charge $15 for that, and I used to do it every month. Now he's gone off doing those reports. He only does a report on cryptocurrencies and altcoins, and it's for $99. And to be honest, I don't trade cryptocurrencies or altcoins. I do earn in Steam and Bitcoin indirectly, but I'm not trading these coins. So, and $99 I think is a bit steep for that report. He used to charge $15 for the bigger report. It used to be like 40 pages, and he used to talk about everything, all subjects. not just the markets. And so that's why I'm not doing it. I think he's just come out with a new one. They're called Bare Naked Wealth Report. What else? Yeah, I think the main, you know, theme for last week was this job data and the counter trend rally in the dollar. And that's why we saw precious metals kind of stall and come off. But I'm still positive precious metals. Short term, long term, of course, it's the only way to protect yourself, in my opinion. I know a lot of people have switched over to cryptocurrencies, but I'll stick to precious metals. Gold, you know, has the track record. Cryptocurrencies don't. So, yeah, and of course, it is kind of, you know, interesting that we saw, yeah, like an interview, Max Kaiser and Peter Schiff about Bitcoin and gold. Peter Schiff is very pro-gold. Max Kaiser used to be very pro-silver, but he's kind of forgotten silver now, and now he's just a cryptocurrency guy. But we'll have to see. Time will tell. I did get an email from Agora Publications. I get updates from them. I think Jim Rickards does a lot of work for them. And in his latest update, Jim Rickards says that he had a dinner in New York with, he didn't give names, but an insider, so to speak, and someone who's very close to the Trump administration. And he talks about the fact that the Federal Reserve Board, the FOMC board, is due, you know, has 4 vacancies, and that Yellen's, you know, the chairmanship of the Fed is coming up for renewal next year, and that Trump could basically mold the Fed to his own, you know, liking. And he's also, Jim Rickards implies that someone who's a gold bug could be, you know, in charge of the Fed, and that he thinks it's possible that Donald Trump will make the dollar great again. And how will he do that? Well, by backing it, you know, with gold. But it has to be at a much higher price. If he backs it, you know, where we are right now, $12.50, it will be deflationary. He thinks, Jim Rickards, that the level should be around 10,000, and that would kickstart the whole global economy. And he has a, you know, a calculation for that, you know, money supply, GDP, and all that. So that's very interesting. And he thinks it's going to happen within the next 6 to 12 months. I know we've been waiting for this a long time, you know, for gold to come to the fore. Not just because of the price, but because it will be good for the whole economy, and to have sound money, honest money. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I'm going to try to see if I find a link to that, and I'll put it in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I'd like to thank all the people who've donated to the channel lately. If you'd like to donate, there are links below in the description. I'll talk to you later. Bye.